In the suburbs of Minneapolis, Minnesota, lays a tiny town called Corcoran. This will be the location for a 3-day Survivor-inspired charity competition. The winner walking away with $5,000 for charity. The contestants have been prepped, raising money for 8 months, and are here to play.
Huge Survivor fan, and so being here is like really exciting because, like I mentioned before, I have a 1-year-old, so going out and actually playing Survivor is a little far out there for me. So this is a really great alternative at this point.
I'm most excited to get to meet these people and actually play the game. I've always watched the show since I was a little kid, and I've always wondered how I would do socially and physically in the competitions. And I think something that I'm super excited about is just actually getting into the nitty-gritty of the game and seeing what alliances I can form and what strategies I can come up with and what challenges I can win, or how exactly I navigate the challenge myself.
I really want to get a chance to play my game. Then also just the fast-paced nature of the game. Everything's going to move really fast once you're in it. It goes super quick. So yeah, just being able to keep up with that and make sure I'm making the right moves.
Going home here early, that's obviously, I think that's everyone's biggest worry. Because I'm someone that wants to play to win, everything like that, but I just really don't want to go really early. I want to at least be able to camp out at night.
I played in a live game before called Sequester, so I kind of have an idea of the pace of the game and how much it needs to go into first impressions and things like that. Hashtag Slayerina.
Their charities are personal.
Competing for Backing the Blue Line. The charity is organized by police officer wives. I chose to compete for that charity because it was something unique, and my husband's a police officer and I'm a former police officer.
Competing for the American Cancer Society in this event, and I chose that charity because 2 years ago I lost my mother to cancer suddenly, and 4 years before that I lost my father to cancer. So I figured what better way to honor them than to play for that charity here.
I'm going to be competing for the Minnesota Prostate Cancer Coalition. This is for my dad. He passed away on December 24th of 2016 due to an aggressive form of stage 4 cancer. So it has a lot of meaning for my dad.
I am competing for the Living Foundation. I chose it because my wife's uncle, basically an uncle to me, had committed suicide 6 years ago. His son, my good buddy Paul, started the foundation to raise awareness for mental health, kind of reduce the stigma that comes along with depression, and just promote, living the best life you can, living every day to its fullest.
I am competing for the Eric Applin-Nicholin Fund. The charity is one that gives money to families who are recently diagnosed with cancer, everything from gift cards to hotel stays to food, anything that's a little bit unorthodox, non-traditional. Great cause, been around for 17 years, named after Eric Applin. I'm playing, and I chose it because my friend Susan died of cancer 1 year ago, and normally she would be fundraising every year. So in honor of Susan Romaine and her legacy and her memory, I chose Eric's fund to be my charity this year.
They come from all walks of life.
I got 12 grandkids. I got 4 kids. I announced the Rogers girls high school soccer team, which is very good. I was on season 14 of Survivor. I got a Harley. I got a tri-glide that I go to Sturgis quite a bit with. I'm on my 3rd tri-glide. I just got a new one a couple months ago. I do a lot of things. I lived in Australia for a couple years. I was in New Zealand for a while. Drove cab in Australia.
I think it's kind of interesting that I'm a nurse and a bartender. I always kind of joke that I can give you any kind of shot you need, keep you happy in one way or another. I'm a mom of 4. I've always been really busy, and just like to sign up for some crazy stuff once in a while to keep life going.
I, just like Brandon does, I actually made a Survivor backyard when I was a senior in high school, and I had an absolute blast doing it, and I decided, you know what, this is my passion in life, I need to take this to the next level. And I walked up to Mark Burnett on campus and asked him for a job on Survivor, and I got it. And so I worked in the Philippines for 4 months that next year, building, painting, and testing all the challenges on the show. It was Survivor Blood versus Water in Cagayan, and I actually got a challenge on the show, so now I'm a challenge consultant for Survivor.
Collector of human hair. Outside of being a huge Survivor fan, I have this fascination with hair and texture, and it probably sounds creepy to most people, but that's an odd one. But I like making artwork out of it, and it's also in my Scandinavian heritage to make art out of hair. So
I have like the weirdest arrangement of hobbies, like out of anybody I know. So for fun, I spend a lot of my free time at Disney World, and I do CrossFit 6 times a week. I am a person that really likes to do crazy adventures and challenges and stuff like that. So I did my first marathon in January without training for it. So I'm just kind of a sort of person who likes to take opportunities even if I'm not prepared for them and see where it takes me.
And their hopes for strategy are high.
Excited for, honestly, I'm most excited to win the whole thing because I want to represent Las Vegas like no one ever has before in a game like this. A once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I'm also looking forward to making an epic blindside move.
I'm most excited about making a lot of new friends and voting them out of the game, but then, hopefully maintaining friendships beyond that.
By trade, I'm kind of a loyal person, so I am most nervous to have to jump on a blind side or to have to lie to someone. That's going to be extremely hard for me. Very important part of the game, but that is not going to come natural to me.
This weekend, I'm excited to meet new people and get to know them, gain their trust, and then blindside them.
My biggest strategy is probably just trying to get everyone to like me and making different alliances and then not being afraid to backstab people, which sounds really crappy, but that's just what you gotta do in the game.
Only one will remain to claim the $5,000 prize for their charity. 20 people, 3 days, 1 winner.